no guts and he really plain Jane.
Hi guys, so today I'm driving the new Honda HR-V, and honestly there is quite a lot to unpack because the HR-V in a very short span of time grew to become an extremely important product in Honda's portfolio. I remember back in 2013 I went to the Tokyo Motor Show, and that was the motor show where the HR-V that time made its world debut as the Honda Vezel. And I can tell you this, guys, when I first set my eyes on that car, when I first looked at the Vezel, I just knew Honda was onto a winner. It was the crossover form factor that everybody was looking for at that time, for one, and it still is. All right, two, nice compact dimensions means that it is a fantastic urban runabout, and three, it is actually a well proportioned, well styled car. It has, you know, the shape, the body shape of that car carried with it, you know, just that hint of sportiness and dynamism, and that when it arrived in Malaysia, just as in any other parts of the world, that car just drove itself out of the showroom. It was a runaway success. So when you have a model that is so successful, replacing it is not exactly an easy task, but replace it Honda must. And here we have, this is the third generation HR-V. Yes, third gen, not second gen, because before the previous Vezel generation HR-V, there was actually another older three-door HR-V model. There are some units available in Malaysia, but not many people know about that car. So a lot of people assume the previous HR-V was the first gen. It's not, it's the second gen. This one is the third gen, and there are three variants available, all 1.5 liters. It's just a question of whether, if you're on a budget, 114,000 gets you the 1.5 NA. You've got a bit more money to spend for performance, then you go for the mid-range 1.5 turbo, and right at the top of the pile you have the 1.5 hybrid that I am driving here, or Honda calls it what, the RS e-HEV, because here in this setup, the motor, the electric motor, actually does most of the driving, most of the propulsion. The engine functions mostly as that of a generator for the car, although it does provide traction to the front wheels. But Honda says that most of the driving actually comes from the electric motor, and I have to tell you that it shows, because you see, when you drive the HR-V hybrid under part throttle load, right, quarter to half throttle, it's fantastic. Nice, quiet, accelerates smoothly, and once you pick up momentum, it's pretty rapid too. The problem is when you gun it, when you go full throttle, oh my god, I cannot. Yeah, the engine really reminds you of the fact that, hey, look, dude, I'm just here as a generator, okay? Spare me the trouble. I just want to go back to my low 2,000 to 3,000 RPM comfort zone. That's it. Because the way it doesn't so much as scream to the red line, but you know, when you step on it, it feels more as if as you are dragging the engine, kicking and screaming, all, you know, from 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000. It makes it very clear that it does not enjoy, it does not relish the workout, quite unlike many Honda 4-cylinder engines. Alright, but handling wise, it is a very, so far from what I can tell you, it is nice, comfortable, competent. Directional stability is par for the course, right? It's typical Honda fare. It's competent, right? I can drive it around sweeping bends and moderate throttle, no problems. The hybrid here also benefits from the full suite of Honda sensing package. So you have the Honda lane watch system, you have autonomous emergency braking, you have adaptive cruise control, and you have lane keep assist, lane departure assist, all of which worked rather well. And so when I am driving on the highway, when I drift towards the next lane, the steering really tries to nudge you back towards the middle of the lane, and it flashes a warning on instrument cluster. Okay, where the ADAS gives you a bit of a heart attack is with the traffic jam queue assist, because it reads the front traffic well enough, but when somebody try to potong your queue, basically, right, the car doesn't brake within the limits of my comfort zone. So because this is not my car, I am not willing to put it to the test whether and really live it to the car whether it really would recognize it. But I can tell you from experience, the BMW iX, for example, I clearly can tell based on the car's movements that it is able to, that it senses the presence of another car that is trying to come into my lane. But this car does not. And fair warning, guys, if you are those type who like to cut queue and you see one of these, you cut queue at your own risk, because if the ding dong behind the wheel really surrender the driving to the ADAS, you find out for me whether the car got langgar you or not.
When I switched to Pro mileage, in my case, I got 46-47% of savings for that car.
Pro mileage was the only one that gave me 5,000 extra value to cover, yet still cheaper, a lot less.
Turn up!
Okay guys, so make no mistake, the first gen HRV was always going to be a tough act to follow. Okay, and where styling was concerned, the previous HRV hit, proportionately such a sweet spot that how do you evolve from there? And when I first saw this new generation HRV, my reaction to it is quite mixed. It certainly does not have the effortlessly natural proportions of the predecessor. Honda's embraced a more angular take, a boxier take. So you see right at the tail end, right, the rear section, okay, has greater visual bulk and height, right? And similarly the front as well. The front overhang area is now more square, more boxy compared to the more curvier predecessor. Okay, so this new HRV, stance wise, it looks more upright than the one before. But when you look at the styling details, however, okay, you've got to say that this new HRV looks more expensive. It looks more upmarket than the one that came before. So the frontal styling, well, it has the new, nowadays the current trend whereby the headlamps are a narrow slit, but the grille dominates the front, and you have these elements here, these diamond cut elements here, okay, together with the Honda badge with the blue highlights here to signify that this is a hybrid model. And check this out, so this red highlight here, actually has this little kink here, I think to signify that this is a hybrid model. All right, but yeah, so this front end actually, yeah, it has a more upmarket presence compared to the predecessor. And you will look at the headlights, all right, I like this little detail inside here, this nice silver highlight here, right, that visually separates out this part of the headlight cluster from the rest of it. So it gives the headlight something of a of a, you know, of an eyeball, if you like. Now you come to the side. Okay, the wheel sizing looks rather conservative, 18 inches. Okay, and you have the body claddings at the side to give it that SUV presence here. All right, and here the door handle, keyless entry, touch type keyless entry. All right, so you press, you touch this area to lock, put down here to unlock. So one very nice, well, proper SUV design of the HRV is how the doors, okay, go all the way down to the lower edge of the car. So means that whatever mud that you kick up, all right, on the road, okay, it's protected from here. So when you go in and out of the car, you won't kena your legs or your pants or your dress. Okay, and you can see the way they seal it under here. Okay, this rubber is designed to press against the metal so that, you know, water does not enter through this gap here. And carrying on from the predecessor model, the rear door handle is integrated into the glass line. Okay, so you come to the back now. The tail lights are also more intricate in its design compared to the predecessor model. So now it has this trend whereby the whole illumination spans the entire width of the car. All right, but I like how they put all this scale-like pattern here. All right, to give the tail lights a bit more character. Okay, but no doubts about it. This rear section of the HRV, styling wise, it's not as flattering as the one before. There is just a lot of visual bulk in this area, a lot of metal in this area that it's a lot of blank metal here that don't seem to do anything. Okay, now, so you have a powered tailgate here, and space wise, well, pretty good for a B segment. Okay, and you've got a hanging hook here, one on this side, and underneath here, this is the hybrid, so no spare, but there's a compartment in here with a tire inflator. All right, so there's a compartment in here as well that houses a jack. Not necessary since there's no spare tire, and here, well, there's just an additional space over here. You can fold the seats down from here, so this is accessible. And check this out, guys. So one of the things about the previous gen HRV is that this tonneau cover, all right, is just one. It's like, you know, one of those foldable sunshades you get at accessory shops. So Honda has done pretty much the same, but this time they've put in all these little mounting clips, plastic clips that allow you to fasten it better, all right, than before. But you still can neatly fold it away, all right, if you want to take it out. All right, but here you can see, right, so there's this little plastic protrusion here, here, where this where this is mounted. So now one more thing I like about this this foldable translucent tonneau cover is that it's light, it's easy to stow away, and this is a power tailgate. So you have this button and this button here, guys, check it out. So I press this, okay, the green light shows, and here's the key fob. I'm holding the key fob, and as I walk away, the tailgate closes itself. Now let's see whether does the car self-lock as I walk away. All right, and I come open this door. Yep, it's locked. Yep, it's locked. Okay, so of course the car also has walk away auto door lock. So as I move away, the car self-locks. Alright, let's unlock this again and check out the cabin. So Honda Malaysia has played it safe and chose an all black interior. And nice, there's a cup holder here, okay, and of course this is the handle for you to open and close the door. This is leather, nice, and this is also a soft touch material, so this is nice, together with a metal highlight here. This is hard plastic, hard grade plastic, not surprising. No door pocket, surprisingly, from Honda though. Okay, so the seat here, you have back pocket here. There's a little bin inside here, and together with 2 USB ports, rear aircon vents. There's a molded cup holders onto the armrest, and here we are, the Isofix mounts. They are just nicely exposed here, okay, and the material here, it's a nice rubbery texture, So here, okay, so there's this vent hole here. Don't cover this vent hole, guys. Make sure this is always exposed, because this is to suck in cool cabin air to cool the hybrid battery. So the HRV here has ultra seats, because the fuel tank is mounted in the middle. All right, that frees up all the space here, and this is a Honda patented design. So other car makers, even if they want to, they cannot copy the approach of mounting the fuel tank in the middle, even if they wanted to. All right, so the ultra seats. So you can also lift the ultra seats here, okay, and this allows you to use this area as a as an area to put tall standing things. All right, you can drop this, and inside I'm 5'7", 170 centimeters tall. Now seated here at the right, well, my head actually hits the seat belt for the middle passenger. Okay, but other than that, I have got barely enough headroom. A couple of fingers. All right, lean angle is good. Let me see if I can adjust the recline. Got a bit of recline adjustment now. One step, yeah. Lean angle is good. Now, considering this ultra seats is designed for flexibility, the thigh support is not too bad, but I have to drop my thighs quite far down, and the leg room on offer it's just fantastic. Now let me just try and drop these down as well. Now there's so much space in the middle, it doesn't matter even if you don't retract the headrest, the seats still go down. And they have also thoughtfully provided this flap here to cover, and check it out, it is spring loaded, nice. So it covers this this area here, all right, so prevents things from dropping down. And that means that when you drop both seats, all right, you've got this nice large space here. And I really appreciate the fact that you don't have to retract the headrest, all right, and it comes down. There's more than enough space. Okay, now we come to the front. Okay, so once again, the door bin size is quite limited. The front driver has powered seats, and we shall get in, start the car. Now, very rarely do we talk about aircon vents, but the one here in the HRV deserves special mention. Now, in the previous gen HRV, Honda put a row of aircon vents here, all right, and I remember they set them in such a way that towards the middle, the vents blow with decreasing intensity. So this one blows more air, this one blows less air, and this one blows even less. So here, all right, they've gone back to a conventional 4 vent setup: 1, 2, 3, 4. But notice the ones at the side have this extra knob here. What does this do? So when you, of course, this one is off lah. This one closes the vent. This one sets air to blow out the vent as per normal. This diffuse mode changes the air blowing from here to here. Okay, so what Honda says is that this gives a more diffused breeze, all right, coming out from the side vents, makes you feel like you're driving a convertible. Not so sure about that. Okay, so right down here, all right, this tray is quite small, but nevertheless sized just nicely to drop our standard Malaysian Spark tag. And you have a switch here to operate the power boot, parking sensors, stability control, and this one allows you to toggle the ADAS. So you can set road mitigation departure, collision mitigation braking system, okay, or the interaction between this screen. Okay, now you see the instrument cluster like we have seen in the high spec city. This is a standard analog gauge, but this side here is one large screen. So you can, so that just now that menu was to control the Honda sensing system. Now you can choose between these screens either to show you the power charge, range, fuel, speed, G meter even. Okay, seat belts, whether people are wearing their seat belts or not, safety support. So this one shows all the ADAS systems. Wait, hang on. Settings, clock vehicle settings, clock setup, driver's assist system setup, preceding vehicle. So you have all these ADAS systems, lane keep assist, road departure mitigation, normal, early, back, lead car departure notification. So it means that when let's say like in this traffic light, when you're scrolling through your phone, red light, the car in front moves, the car will alert you. ACC, vehicle ahead detection beep, and preceding vehicle proximity warning distance. Meter setup, outside, trip A, reset timing, alarm volume control, back. Keyless access setup, lighting setup, door setup, power tailgate setup. What can we do here? Auto door lock, auto door unlock, walk away lock, back. Now what can you do here? Customize display. So you can choose between what are the things you want. This screen allows you to set what are the things you want to enable or disable to choose from. Well, honestly, one thing I am not quite a fan of is that a lot of this info, right, are things that you want to view, okay, at once. So I can either choose to do this. So every time I want to access this, I have to press this home button and scroll. Now the interaction is easy enough, but if I were to have one complaint, is that I would like to have, say, this screen, for example, to go together with this one. All right, that way I can see, because you see this screen here that shows the power and charge, this whole center area is now wasted. Okay, you could have done something more with this area, or you can put it here, okay, for example, but that's nitpicking. So the rest, this row of buttons control the radio. This one here activates the cruise control, and as you can see, you have lane keep assist, lane keep warn, and also you have distance adjustment for the adaptive cruise control. So here in the middle, the center touch screen, and what I do like is that you can, okay, so you can adjust the tuning like this. You can either jump straight or you can drag. So this is cool. And once you reach roughly the area, let's say I want to tune to 94.5, so 94.4, just fine tune one time, pop, that's it, I'm there. So you have also the middle screen, you have settings, okay, and of course there is also Honda lane watch. So you press this button here, or you activate the left signals, and you can see the screen here functioning as a sort of like a supplementary side mirror, if you like. Okay, now the aircon controls are all clustered here, very nicely organized, and what I really like is how uh, the the switch gear, it feels like the 2nd-generation upgrade from preceding Honda models. I mean, recently when we've driven the City, the Civic, now this, the HRV, it feels that, you know, Honda has been taking all our criticisms of its interior build quality to heart, and they really went to town and, you know, thoroughly improve it. So praise really is where praise is due, and I like this little touch. So you see, now it's at 22.5. So I adjust the temperature. Let's say I want to make it colder. This ring here glows blue, but as I increase the temperature, the ring glows red. Okay, very nice. And the tactile feel, lovely, fantastic. Of course, space is something, interior space is something that Honda manages very well, and they have not disappointed. Of course, the previous HRV has a little hidden tray under here. Now it's no longer available, but this is still not short of space. So firstly, this area, this tray is big enough to drop a mobile phone here, a small modern smartphone. I don't know why Honda didn't put a wireless charger here, but that seems like a missed opportunity to me. This is another large area here, a nicely sized area here, textured, not rubberized though. Okay, but it's okay. That's a very small complaint. We can put, you know, of course, always put a rubber layer here, okay, so that when things move around, let's say when you drop coins or keys or whatever, they don't slide about creating noise. So you have USB port here that connects to the infotainment, and this is USB port purely for charging. Over here you have electronic parking brake, drive mode selection. Okay, and I can use this opportunity to show you that this screen actually, all right, is actually a pretty nice, good resolution color screen. A bit underutilized in my opinion. So here you've got molded cup holders, but they have this retractable, you know, pins here, so when you drop a smaller bottle or cup or tin, right, you can still hold. And here inside the storage box, this is a plain storage box, plain and simple storage box here. Okay, so material wise, here this is nice leather, okay, soft touch. This is hard plastic, gloss black trim, but I like this touch. This is nice satin chrome trim here, is a nice touch. And this area here, this is a soft plastic, okay, because here is where presumably the passenger seat, the front passenger seats here, the hands will wander around in this area. Okay, this also is a nice soft touch plastic area. This is hard, but it's textured. This is also hard as well. Yeah, and of course the glove box here, nicely sized. Okay, so the steering wheel itself is rubber wrapped. Sorry, is leather wrapped. So the overall feel of quality in this cabin is really at least a good 2 steps up from the previous gen HRV, and I think that's a fantastic thing from Honda. They really have taken the, you know, earlier criticisms of their cabin quality to heart, and they have went to town and built a really, you know, a cabin that still maintains their good form in practicality, but which with much escalated, much improved perceived quality. So, verdict on this new HRV. Well, honestly, I have to say, styling wise, I think the previous model is a better looking car, even though this one has much more upmarket, you know, little styling details. Okay, interior, same old story from Honda, brilliant practicality, but with much improved selection of materials. So I would say that if there's one thing that Honda really improved on the HRV, is really the perceived value of the car. Right, is that when you sit in this, you jump from the previous model, you sit in this, immediately it feels like you have moved up to a more expensive car. Now the driving wise, no surprises. Honda has always been Well, if you compare it with other fellow Japanese cars, they've always tried to be a bit more, position themselves as a bit more sporty, a bit more dynamic, but this is not a car that throws you any surprises. Dynamics wise, it is competent. The ride, the handling is all, it's all everything it's all well calibrated, fit for purpose, good as a city runabout car. You know, it's easy to drive, no fuss, you know, not too cumbersome to move around. The only trouble really with this car is that if you need to get anywhere in a hurry and you gun the accelerator, my god, the engine really feels like, you know, it's telling you, hey dude, please stop, I'm not built for this kind of torture. Yeah, so it is a car that is that does its job, but not entirely loaded with joy, if you get what I mean. But it does not detract from the fact that the HRV is overall a product that serves its intended purpose with aplomb. It's just that I don't think you need to spend all 140k on the hybrid. Yeah, you don't. All right, don't skim and go for the 1.5 NA, but I would say take the 1.5 turbo, where you get a good blend of performance. You still get, you know, all the practicality, interior practicality, the style, the design, but with CRV level performance. So yeah guys, here you have it, the Honda HRV, great overall package. Still a good buy in its segment. It's just that I think the variant that you really want to look at is the mid-range 1.5 turbo. That's the one I think that strikes the best balance in terms of value, practicality, as well as performance. Yeah, so that's all for today's video. Until my next video, take care guys, stay safe, I'll see you soon.